Jennifer Polizzi here from Orion Lending, going over today FHA Property Flipping Guidelines. Now, what does FHA consider property flipping? It is the comparison between when the seller acquired the property and how much they acquired it for to when the borrower goes under contract to buy that property. I'm going to review the FHA guidelines with you quickly here. This is the 4000.1. Here at Orion Lending, we just use the 4000.1. We really don't have any overlays on it. And what we want to go to is the restrictions on property flipping guidelines. And really, some key points are very important to keep in mind when you're looking at the property flipping. So what you want to do is look at this paragraph, okay? Property flipping compares the date, the seller's date of acquisition, when they acquired legal ownership of the property, compared to the resale date, which is when all parties go into the executed sales contract. So those are the two dates we're comparing: when the seller legally acquires it to when your borrower goes under contract. And we want to look at what the restrictions are. Now, if those two dates are within 90 days of each other, so if your seller acquires the property and then your borrower writes a contract in 60 days, you are not going to be eligible for FHA financing at all. It doesn't matter when the loan's going to close. It's when the contract is written. If you are between, if those two things happen within 91 and 180 days, that's when you have to pay attention to the amount of money the seller paid for the property compared to how much your borrower is buying it for. So if your seller is going to make 100% on what they purchased the property for, you are going to need 2 full appraisals. If it's less than that, you do not need two full appraisals. So here's an example, and this is right here. The resale price is 100% or more paid by the seller to acquire the property. You must get that second appraisal. Now, let's take 2 examples. In both examples, our seller paid $50,000 for the property, let's say at a tax auction. They acquire the property for $50,000. 92 days later, your borrower writes a contract for $200,000. That's more than 100%. It's more than doubled what the seller paid for it. That is when you're going to need 2 full appraisals. If your borrower writes a contract 92 days later for $75,000, that did not double what your seller paid for it. It's not 100% more. So you would not need 2 full appraisals. You would only need the 1 full appraisal like you would on any other property. So those are the dates you want to keep an eye on. And those are the amounts that you're going to keep an eye on when you're talking about FHA property flipping. Now, there are some exceptions to when your seller has acquired the property, maybe by inheritance, maybe by a HUD resale. There's all different, and they're in the guidelines here. So you want to keep an eye on those before. But when you and your realtors are writing contracts, you definitely want to keep an eye on when that contract is being written, when they know they have a flip property, and when they're dealing with FHA financing. VA doesn't care about it. USDA doesn't care about it. Agency doesn't care about it. Fannie and Freddie. There are some non-QM programs that do care about it. So it is definitely something you always want to talk to your realtors about when you are looking at your borrower's contracts coming in. So if you have any questions about property flipping on FHA or any of our other great programs here at Orion Lending, please reach out. I would be happy to help you. We have a lot of great programs here. We love government loans. You know that. FHA, VA down to 580, including manuals. We'll do FHA approved eligibles to 550. We really don't have any overlays. We've got great DSCR and down payment assistance programs. So please reach out. I would love to work with you. Thank you so much and have a great day.